How do you think one of the cheaper lithium batteries designed for solar? Well, the main thing you got to look for, and a lot of companies don't list, is C rating for charge and discharge. When you're looking at individual cells, a lot of them, they have to list it. That's kind of the point. To know what kind of cells are in the battery is probably the hardest thing, because then you can figure out, all right, well, it's this amount of amp hour and it has, I don't know, 13 volts. It's got to be this amount of amp hour per cell, this type of voltage, lithium iron phosphate, lithium titanate, sodium ion, no lithium, whatever, you know, and it's just, it kind of gives you an idea of what it's going to be. Now, solar batteries, I'll tell you this, it's a deep cycle type of battery where, you know, I remember getting in a car audio, they're like, oh, you need a deep cycle battery in there. And no, they were wrong. Just because the deep cycle batteries, they are usually designed and they have a lot more capacity compared to the similar type and size of battery that is not a deep cycle, solar, where it might have a little less capacity, but it has a greater amount of discharge and recharge capabilities. So if you have a solar system, think about this, a solar system. That's a good one. If you have a solar backup system or whatever batteries, and you're trying to use these for car audio, you think about it, unless you got a 10,000 watt, you know, kind of setup for your solar system. I keep saying that, but it is. It's a solar system. It's a complete system made out of solar batteries, panels, yada, yada, and you're using those type of batteries. Those are meant for a lot of capacity, where they might not have as much discharge per their capacity. And that is the whole discharge rate of C rate. Is 1C is it can discharge its capacity in 1 hour. And anything above that, it can discharge faster. Anything below that is slower, yada, 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 yada. Now, with these solar batteries, again, like they might have 100 amp hour, we'll say, even for lithium. That's a lot for a lithium. But if it's solar, it probably has 100 amp hours, or at least 50. But then it doesn't have, might have a 1C rate, and that is it, where it can discharge 100 amps, and that's about it. Anything more, you're stressing out the battery, and that's it. You're stressing out the battery, you're stressing out the cells, compared to a battery that is 20 amp hours, but it has a C rating of 5, which would be the same, but it's meant for high discharge for its size. And then if you had 5 of those, you would have 500 amps of discharge and the same capacity as that other battery. And that's where you kind of got to compare it, where, you know, and there's more into it than that. I love beating on Travis Young's ear about batteries and doing my own research on my way home from work. And it's so interesting with electrical. I love it, and I'm learning so much more. And it's a deep rabbit hole. But do I suggest to use those batteries? No. Can you? Sure. Any battery that you're over discharging, over recharging, you're going to shorten the life. Period. End of day. And it might work for your system, but it's not really helping you because it's not able to discharge what you're asking it. Good question, RVH. I love that stuff, man. You know, I wish I could file these away and then pull them up, but it's like, it's awesome when it's live because it's interacting, talking to you guys, having a good time. You know the deal.